Welcome back to my channel, Hidden Points. Today, we're stepping into the mind of a leader. Not the leader who stands on stages with microphones and cameras, but the leader who rises from silence, carrying a weight no one else sees. Imagine a child in a room full of shouting voices. Instead of joining the chaos, they feel something inside them harden and settle. They take a breath and speak with a calmness that silences the entire room. In that moment, the child learns something powerful. Their voice can direct energy, reduce fear, and guide people who feel lost. The psychology of a leader often begins in childhood, long before titles and responsibility. Leaders are born in the moments where they had no choice but to be strong because someone needed them to be. Picture a teenager walking home with friends during a storm. As the sky turns dark and the winds push against them, everyone panics. Yet, one person steps forward with steady movements and says, "Follow me." The group follows without question because something in that person feels grounded and unshaken. Leaders often feel a quiet fire inside them, a fire that doesn't need applause or approval. It's a fire that wakes up every time others freeze. They aren't fearless people. They are people who learned how to manage fear better than everyone around them. Inside the leader, there is a mind that scans the environment faster, a heart that feels responsibility heavier, and a spirit that refuses to crumble even when they want to. These dramatic moments shape leaders. Think of the young adult at work who sees everyone confused, overwhelmed, and stressed. Instead of shutting down, they step up, organize everything, and carry the emotional weight the entire team couldn't handle. Then, when they get home, they collapse on their bed, knowing that no one will ever understand how heavy it all was. Leaders often live between two worlds, the world where they carry others and the world where they feel alone because no one carries them. Their psychology includes a strong sense of empathy, a sharp intuition, and an ability to read people deeply and quickly. They understand moods, energy patterns, and hidden fears, and they know how to guide people through them. Sometimes, a leader rises because they once watched adults freeze during difficult moments, and they promised themselves they would never be that person. They don't chase attention. They chase stability, progress, and protection for the people they care about. Imagine someone standing in a crowd when something unexpected happens. While everyone else waits for someone else to act, the leader steps forward with a steady voice. That voice becomes the anchor for everyone around them. They carry an invisible pressure because people expect them to know the right thing, even when they're unsure. People expect them to stay calm, even when their heart is shaking, and to hold everything together, even when they're falling apart inside. And yet, leaders keep going because their strength isn't about glory. It's about purpose. They are guided by a deep inner compass that tells them what must be done. The leader feels the weight of potential consequences more intensely than others. This responsibility shapes their decisions and creates a mind that sees possibilities, risks, and outcomes with clarity. They think in patterns, connections, and long-term visions, and they often feel out of place among people who only think in the present moment. Leaders also struggle with something hidden, allowing themselves to be vulnerable. They've spent years being the strong one, the one who solves every problem, the one people depend on. Admitting they're tired, scared, or confused feels almost impossible. This creates a silent emotional exhaustion that leaders rarely talk about, but they are driven not just by strength, but also by compassion. True leadership grows from the desire to help, not control, and the desire to protect, not dominate. Imagine a person guiding others through a difficult situation, then going home, closing the door, and letting the tears fall quietly because they had to stay strong all day for everyone else. That is the true reality of leadership. The psychology of the leader is built on resilience, responsibility, emotional intelligence, and the unshakable belief that they must move forward even when it's hard. The world often misunderstands these leaders. It sees them as confident, unbreakable, and bold, when in reality, they are simply the ones who step up because they couldn't stand to watch others suffer without direction. The leader isn't the loudest person in the room, but the person who brings order during chaos, hope during fear, and courage during uncertainty. When a real leader enters a room, the atmosphere shifts, not because they demand power, but because their presence creates safety and clarity. They inspire others just by being themselves, by showing that strength doesn't mean being perfect. It means standing up when everything around you is falling apart and guiding people. through it with a steady hand and a steady heart. If any of this resonated with you, you might be one of these hidden leaders. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. We'll see you in the next one.